Hi everybody, Kelvin here from London. Got a very interesting review today to do of this A&E one. It's a fairly sort of classic, well-known speaker, and a very interesting comparison in how it compares to that, which is a Rogers LS35A. I'll quickly do the technical stuff and we'll get straight into the sound, because there's a lot to say about the sound here. Okay, this is AE1 1987. So this is a really early incarnation, I think is the word, of this speaker, made in England, which I think is probably unusual. It has an aluminium dome tweeter, and I think this is an aluminium cone on the bass driver, and I'll just do this for you. Now you can hear the difference in sound there. It's kind of that will play out when we talk about the sound. So price wise, these second-hand, as far as I could see, they seem, I mean, there's various versions of this, so hard exactly to know, but around 500 second-hand. This second-hand at least 1,000, 1,200, and you can get those brand new for $2,500 grand, which is a lot for a small speaker, but there is something really right about this speaker. Anyway, I'll just go straight into sound. Yes, so this speaker, aluminium dome, aluminium cone, it's got an orientation towards the mid and high frequencies. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say bass light because it's kind of there, but you do not get enough bass note sound. You get bass drum sound. There's do 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 do. You'll get that good, but the real bass guitar, it doesn't really play out so good. So mid-range orientated, top frequency orientated, very detailed. I mean detailed. Initially, you play these, and this is what happened to me. I put them on and I was going, wow, we've got a lot of detail. I also made the mistake of putting on maybe it was Alison Krauss, I'm not sure. Just someone playing beautifully recorded guitar, yeah. You was like really, you're thinking immediately, I think this is really incredible. Super detailed, super cutting. You know, the metalness giving that cutting edge. It doesn't play out as well when you get into other types of music, you know. So these are initially impressive, particularly if you play the right kind of country, well recorded, you know, banjos or something like that. You might think these are incredible. As it goes on, you will realize the shortcoming. It took me about 15 minutes to sort of go, okay, not as good as I thought. You know, you get seduced by attacks of detail, and you don't notice what's not there. Anyway, yeah. Let me do this. Let me go through some songs, and I'll tell you I've got comments I made about various things and various songs. So, Solid Air, George Martin. Yeah. No, John Martin, sorry. That's got some really interesting, moody, you know, jazzy, they are brilliant musicians, bass. Great bass. It's a weird song, that, and the back cloth is this sort of, you know, just undulating, funky, weird bass. Here, what did I put? Solid Air. Too much vocal, not enough bass. Wasn't getting the full picture there of that. That song is made by this undulating, or I don't know what word to use with it. Listen to it yourself. It's really great. But that song is made by the back cloth of these bass notes, and I was getting too much mid and too much treble. It was very accurate, but that's what I was getting. Take It Easy by the Eagles. The vocals were good, yeah. Those vocals, and there's multiple harmonies on that song, and I could pick out all the voices. you know, that was good, and I couldn't knock it, you know, and probably really good, probably better than I normally hear. I wasn't getting the toe tapping bass. Yes, you're getting, you know, it's literally the way this was also a ported thing, and this kind of happens with ports, is that you'll get the bass drum hits, yeah, doom, 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 doom. But what you won't get so good is a boom, 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 whatever. You know, the note, you're not getting the note, the bass note, the bass guitar, basically, as you should. And you do on here. These make these sound really high frequency orientated. When you go from here to here, you know, these strangely appear like bassy, which they're not. You know, they're just not. But, you know, this is what happens with A-B comparisons. You know, suddenly this seemed like a bassy thing. Anyway, I'll carry on. I did this song, You Make Me Feel Like Dancing, by Leo Sayer. And people think this is a dopey song. And it's a pop song, yeah. The drummer on this is Steve Gadd, who, if you don't know, is an absolute mother of a drummer. You know, is a brilliant, creative drummer. And recently, but at the same time this song was made, You Make Me Feel Like Dancing, he made 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. In the next year or so, I think, you can actually hear that influence on the drumming on You Make Me Feel Like Dancing. He obviously had these sort of, anyway, it's hard to talk about drum beats and stuff, but I really like this song, and it's a great example of how a drummer, a good drummer, a great drummer, can just lift a song and add interest to something that could have sort of just turned into sort of fairly passé pop. Anyway, I really love that song, to be honest with you. Anyway, what have I got here for this speaker? I put fine, snare was a little bit bright, yeah, just a little bit too much orientation into the mid and the top frequencies. Okay, let me talk. Okay, there's a sheen about this speaker. It's a kind of metallic sheen. It's not edgy and nasty though, let me say that. And these integrate just great. And it's probably because that's metal and that's metal. So that it's smooth in its integration between the drivers, and it doesn't get harsh and nasty like some metallic tweeters can get. But it has a general forward metallic sheen. You can kind of hear the aluminium. You can just kind of hear it. And it does make you a little bit analytical. And then that, you know, ironically, it's like the antidote to it, because this sounds so much like wood and this sounds so much like metal. It's like if someone's playing a metal guitar, you know, like those country metal back guitars, and then that is like a wooden acoustic guitar. Suddenly on here you've got depth, a lot of the correct on more of the timbre of the guitars and the strings. The depth is there, where here you're getting a lot of cutting detail, really well done. But this is kind of forward, and this one is kind of painting a soundstage backwards for you. The best thing I can say is that sounds like wood, that sounds like metal. I hope that is sort of something you can understand. I mean, this is a well-engineered thing. It's not a badly made thing. It's initially impressive, and I'd say if you put the right amp, maybe a subwoofer, probably a subwoofer, to be honest with you, you might get a great performance out of these, because, you know, the quality is there, but you kind of need to tweak it a bit to bring it to fruition. Also, I put here a little bit valve-like, in that sort of airy top end, bit loose, bit low on bass, little bit valve-like, yeah. Okay. I think that's it. So please, if you want to see more reviews, if you look on my channel, click on the channel icon, you'll see about 70 reviews of other speakers and tips and God knows what. And please like and subscribe. Okay, thanks.